Good morning, brothers and sisters, and happy Sunday to you. I hope you had a pleasant weekend. The theme we are going to develop this morning is entitled The God of Impossible Cases. The God of Impossible Cases. God is the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega, the one who has the last word. An impossible case is a desperate situation, a difficult situation, a situation where we are limited. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He never changes. And what he did for Sarah despite her sterility and advanced age, what he did for Lazarus while he was dead and buried, proves sufficiently that God can do everything. Moreover, the scriptures affirms in Luke 1 verse 37, for nothing is impossible with God. God is infinitely great and all-powerful. He can do everything beyond our imagination because nothing is impossible for him. You just need to believe in him. You just need to make him totally confident. You just need to have total confidence in God, without ever doubting his ability to transcend trials and situations. Indeed, healing, blessing, and restoration are available in God, and nothing is impossible for him. We need just to have total confidence in him. We have a God for whom our impossibilities are opportunities. We have a God who glorifies himself in our weaknesses, and nothing is impossible for him. When we are at the end of our strength, when our burdens become difficult to carry, let us unload them to God. Let them unload them on God, because the Almighty has the ability to revive everything that is empty, dry, and arid. God can revive a marriage, a career, an impossible situation. He can deliver us from a serious health problem. God can do everything. God is in control of everything that concerns our life. He knows exactly where we are, and his promises come true always in the life of his children that we are. His sure and certain word serves us as a support. It serves as a reference to boost our faith, in order not to lower our heads, in order to keep hope, far from all despair, far from all rejection and all mockery. To be a child of God does not spare us from difficulties. It does not spare us from health problems, from unemployment or celibacy. On the contrary, all day long, several mountains will continually rise in our life. Several mountains will try to slow down our momentum, will try to slow down our projects, our joy of living, our advancement. And this mountain will certainly prevent us from seeing the glory of God. But the good news this morning is that we have a God of the impossible, a God who operates when everyone has despair, when everyone has thrown in the toil, when men have sealed our fate, when our fall is programmed. From then on, we become eligible before God for a divine intervention, for a restoration. God is pleased to transform what is dry and arid into a new paste. You just have to invoke him, to call him in the day of distress with faith, and he will respond because he is a God of lost causes, of impossible cases. He is a God who comes in a scene when all hope fades, when the disease is incurable and the doctors are at the end of their strength. Our God has no use for the logical limits of men. Our powerful Lord crosses limits and borders. He is the God of lost causes, desperate causes, extreme cases. With our Almighty Father, anything can happen and nothing is impossible for him. You just have to believe, without doubting the power of the Almighty Father. You just need to request his presence with faith to see things change. Moreover, the scripture affirms in Matthew 11 verse 28, come to me, all you who are tired and burdened, and I will give you rest. Everything is possible with God, but we can refuse the action of God if we do not come to him, if we do not request his presence. As a child of God, we must always know that God never changes, that no case is too desperate for the Almighty. A new beginning is possible with God, whatever the situation in which we find ourselves currently. Let us trust God completely and highlight our faith to see the glory of God manifested in our life. However, everything that is impossible for men is possible for God. And having unshakable faith in God always brings blessings. Having unshakable faith in God changes situation, because faith is the firm assurance of things we hope for, a demonstration of those we do not see. He or she whose faith in God does not look at sight, nor at circumstances, but exclusively at God. That person is sure that God will manifest himself. Any person who faces certain situations in life where we feel overwhelmed or limited, no matter what we go through, we should not abandon, we should not desperate, we should not despair. Let us always remember that we are children of God, therefore we are privileged, and that we have the ability to tear down the strongholds that rise before us through a prayer of faith and through the saints who dwells within us. Furthermore, we have a God who glories himself in our weaknesses. Brothers and sisters, overcoming the obstacles that stand before us requires faith. It requires a life of prayer, because everything is possible to anyone who believes in God. This is the secret to changing desperate situations in our lives. So no more room for discouragement, no more room for self-pity or despair, because we have a God who enters the scene Every time we challenge Him through the prayer of faith in order to restore the smile, the joy of living to those who have recourse to His omnipotence, to those who hope in Him. Happy Sunday and good start to the week. This is the team we had to share this morning. Thanks.